So on TikTok, I went through the very basics of Pythagoras, but on here, I'm going to go through some slightly more complex ones, just with some awkward numbers. As we know, Pythagoras can only be done on right angle triangles, so you need to see this fucking guy. Now, we're looking for the longer side, so that means we're going to be adding. So that's going to be 1.2 squared plus 2.7 squared. So if we stick that into the calculator, we get 8.73. But we can't forget that we need to square root it, because this length obviously is not going to be 8.73 if this is just 1.2 and that's 2.7. So the square root of 8.73 is 2.95 to 2 decimal places. And that makes a lot more sense. Now, if the examiners decide to be pricks and give you something that looks like this, here's how we do it. So we got to see that this height here is the same as from the center down there. Bearing in mind, this will be an isosceles triangle. Should have pointed that out earlier. So we could, if we draw this line here, right down the middle, that creates two right angle triangles. So let's ignore this fucking guy and just look at this right angle triangle here. That's going to be half of the 6.5 from there to there, and the 8.7 being the longest side. So if we half 6.5, we get 3.25, and the 8.7 is that one. So because we know the long side, we're looking for the short side, it's going to be minus, so this is going to be 8.7 squared minus 3.25 squared. Plug an into calculator gives us 65.1275. And of course, we've got to square root that. And that's going to be 8.07, 2 decimal places. So the height is 8.07. So if we've got a shape that looks like this is how we do it. We love right angle triangles and rectangles. So if we were to draw a line going down here, that creates a rectangle here and a right angle triangle there. Now, given the question is asking us to find the whole length of BC, this rectangle shows us that this bit here from there to there must be 2.1. And then 1.9, so that must be 1.9. And if we notice here, we've got a right angle triangle that we know two sides. Now we know the long one, we're looking for the short one, so this is going to be a minus. Remember, when we're looking for a short side, we're going to minus in Pythagoras. So that's going to be 6.63. And the square root of 6.63 is 2.57 to 2 decimal places. So this length here is 2.57. So the total length of BC is going to be 2.1 plus 2.57. And doing that final sum gives us 4.67. Done.